From time to time, of course, people ask about the situation with parole. When I was sentenced in 3 different counties, there was Queens, Brooklyn, and the Bronx, in New York City, 3 different counties, I was given multiple life sentences by all the different judges. And one of the judges said to me that we're going to give you a sentence that's going to, hopefully, you're going to take your last dying breath in prison. And at the time, I was just a lost soul. I didn't care. My life was a mess. I was really in a bad frame of mind. So I went through that. It was all like a fog, and he ended up coming to prison. But as it turned out, the way the laws work, they were not really allowed to sentence me to consecutive sentences at the time, because that was not, as of yet, on the books. So it consolidated by itself into one 25-year to life sentence, and which means that because it's one 25-year to life sentence, even though the judges specified otherwise, the limitations of the law at the time made it, consolidated everything. So in other words, if there were 6 life sentences, it became 1, just on paper, just in a legal sense. So, but because of that, after 25 years, I went to the first parole board at 25 years, which is because it's 25-year to life sentence. And the parole board, of course, has the authority to keep hitting you with more time, giving you more time if they feel you're not eligible for release. Now, of course, in my case, because everything was so extreme and the case is so serious, they will keep hitting me. And sometimes I went to the parole board and sometimes I didn't. But either way, it would have made no difference. But I sent them, I written them letters, apologizing, and my letters were very remorseful. They took note of that. And they took note of the fact that I'm doing well in prison today and so forth. But because of the seriousness and nature of the crime, they keep giving me more time. And I have another parole board coming up, which is every 2 years as a matter of routine. But I feel that I didn't go to the last one, and I don't believe I should go to this one. I've accepted my sentence. I've come to terms with everything. And, my fellow inmates, meaning well, because they like me, the guys in here like me, I'm just one of the fellows, and they try to encourage me. He says, Dave, you need to go to the parole board. You need to give it a shot. You never know. You never know. I understand what they're saying, and they mean well. And technically, I could go. Not that it would make any difference. I could go, but I feel that I have to think of not myself, because sure, I would love to get out of prison. That would be my hope and dream. I have a lot of good plans. If I would ever get out of prison, I would try to go all over churches, youth groups, sharing my testimony, juvenile detention centers, trying to reach young people, on and on. If I had an opportunity to get out one day, that would be, of course, I'm thinking in my own mind, that would be a wonderful thing, because I have so many good plans, wonderful plans, to touch this world for Christ and to give up messages of hope, as well as give young people a cautionary tale. But all that aside, I have to look at, the victims of the crime, and the fact that these people, wherever they are and whoever they are, I don't know, I'm not in contact with any of them, and I'm not allowed to be, but I always have to think, how do they see things? See, as a Christian, I'm taught, from the scriptures, to put others first, to consider others better than yourself, and to think of yourself last, to think of others first. In the world, it's usually me, myself, and I, and others second. But see, Christ has taught me to value and respect other people even above myself. And as I think about this, I'm thinking these people, some of them are still around. Some of the parents who've lost a loved one, and siblings that are still around, and I know that such a thing would really upset them, would really probably bothers them or agitates them. And I say, well, I can't do anything to cause these people any more pain or heartache or grief. So let me just accept the sentence, realize as much as I wish I could go back and change things, I cannot. And I know that God has forgiven me, even if people have not. And now, by the grace of God, I'm moving on with my life. Parole is not even an issue anymore. I mean, it comes up in the media because there's always a scheduled hearing every 2 years, and that'll probably go on indefinitely. But I've already made peace with the whole matter. I said, you know what? My life is in God's hands. And by the grace of God, I'm doing a lot of good things, positive things today. Let me be thankful for that. And I don't want to do anything that would cause any of the families or the surviving victims who were injured any more pain, any more suffering. Let them live their lives as best as they could, and let them have the satisfaction of knowing, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going to bother you, that type of thing. I think that's the best way to do it. I think that's taking the higher road. Even though by rights I could try to get parole, I could go to the parole board every couple of years whenever they have their hearings. I could come with all paperwork, letters of support. Those things I have never done. I have never asked any Christian, anybody, or any church pastor or anything for letters of support or things like that. I don't believe in doing that. That's fine for other men that want to do that, but I feel God is leading me to just let things be as much as possible, and I feel that gives those people more peace, and that's what's important. It's not my feelings, it's not my wants, but their wants and desire. And if it gives them more peace to see me still locked up, then I want them to have that peace. If I could give them that much, I'll give them that much. I don't want them to have to worry, be in agitation, have emotional pain and trauma, or wondering, is he going to get out? And this is like Jesus said to the storm, peace, be still, relax. I'm not going anywhere. That's it. I feel that was the higher road to take.